what is this flipping the classroom? Okay, flipping the classroom is simply about going from information transmission in the class and assimilation outside the class, which is the traditional model, to saying that let us move this information transmission to outside the class and let us move this assimilation to inside the class. So, the reason for doing this, moving the information transmission to outside the class, is that with the help of technology it is easy to capture this information transmission, and we can let students work on the lower cognitive levels, such as what is the definition of something, explain how something else works, explain the process of some other system. All those level of concepts can be worked on by looking at the information transmission, and the higher order concepts or higher order cognitive levels, they can be dealt with in class, which is where the students have the difficulty. So, the key idea of a flipped classroom is, so this is the flip that is happening. Information transmission, instead of happening in class, that is moved to outside class, and assimilation, instead of happening outside class, is moved to the in class. So, this is the main crux of the flipped classroom idea. So, what is flipped classroom? Just to recap, flipped classroom is one way to ensure that class time is spent in assimilation rather than information transmission. So, the instructor typically finds or creates videos on the topic, and students watch these videos before coming to the class, and then the class time is spent in activities and discussion. So, this is the important part of the flipped classroom model, where the class time is spent in activities and discussions. See, often even when we say that, look, I want my students to understand this topic deeply, what essentially we mean as instructors is that we want the student to acquire some level of mastery beyond recall and comprehend levels. So, what we would also as teachers be happy with is to help students assimilate the information and to get them to attain that level of mastery. So, that is what the class time in a flipped classroom is spent on, rather than simply in information transmission. So, that is the key difference between the traditional model and the flipped classroom model.